Hey everyone, Tia here from Order of the Bookish. We are going to design a simple book cover in Canva. Now, one of the best things about Canva is that you can do so much without having a background in graphic design. So, the first thing I want to do is just set up the layout. Now, this is my preferred layout for creating book covers. Uh, on the left hand side is going to be the back cover. Then we have that spine in the center. That's where our black glow is. And then the right hand side is where our title, series name, and author name is going to go. This is just my preferred formatting for book covers, but you guys can switch things around, of course, play with it. Now, I also want symmetry for this book. So whatever happens on the front is going to happen on the back. And we're going to go with a idea that I had about the daughters of Eve getting tricked out of the garden by the demon snake. Well, you guys know the Bible story. Anyway, so we're going to call it Slither. And I like the idea of the title kind of going along the spine of the snake. And again, like I said, what we do to one side, we're going to do to the other. Please don't forget to leave a space at the bottom for where the barcode goes. If you have a physical edition, you need this space for your barcode. And I'm going to kind of just make up a blurb real quick. The daughters of Eve have escaped the garden, but now they're being hunted by the demon who tricked them into sin. Will they find freedom, or will they be brought into hell? And then my tagline: 3 sisters, 1 snake. Who will take the first bite? This is not a real book, guys. I do not recommend this for a tagline or a blurb, but I'm making this up as I go along. This is not a real book. This is just a cover that we're making very quickly. So, one thing I want to do is make sure that the text is very separate from the background images. And we're going to add more background images later, but I want to make sure that there is separation so that the text is very easily readable. If this book is on a bookshelf, the readers need to be able to see everything very clearly. So I am highlighting my spine of my book, putting the author name and title along the spine. Please don't forget that part. But we also want a cute design spine. I hate book cover spines that don't have any design on it and it's just like a solid color. Please, for me, have some kind of design on the spine. Now I'm just going to play with colors and see what works. I want it to be simple and minimalist, but also obviously designed, which is kind of a weird conundrum because, like, how do you make something very clearly designed and interesting, but also keep it minimal? So I'm kind of going just like with a solid color palette of shades of gold. And I think that will make it look minimalist, but the background will have the semi-translucent leaves, the snake, and that will make it look designed. I'm hoping anyway. I'm doing this as I go along, as I talk to you guys. So we're going to see what happens. One of my favorite things about Canva is that you can do so much and just play around with it, and it's super easy to drag and drop everything. So we're just going to adjust, and remember, whatever I'm doing to the right side or the left side will be done to the opposite side because I want symmetry in my cover right now. So I'm just dragging and dropping the leaves. The snake that I chose has leaves already incorporated in it. So I'm just going to keep mimicking that same motif across the entire cover. More of those leaves, the golden ones, and just play with the translucency of it so that we have like a layered effect. And like I said, we are going to go and we're going to play with the white glow background because we do need to make sure that, we have separation. But I'm going to go over some tips for just creating a solid cover real quick. One, you want to focus on a focal point. So my focal point is the title plus the snake. Color palette, as you can see, I went with a really solid color palette of just like the light golden yellow kind of vibe. And then make sure your typography, so the text is reflecting the cover and the mood. I'm not going to play around with font today because font, I believe you should be doing in Photoshop. So we'll do that another day. But we're going to go with a very simple font just for right now. Please, 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 whatever font you use, make sure your font is easily readable. Like, you can do an interesting typography, an interesting kind of cursive, as long as it remains readable. Keep in mind, a lot of people nowadays are not learning cursive, so don't choose cursive. And now, drum roll, please, we have our book cover. I will drop the link to how I make book covers like this below. But, pretty simple cover. We have the Snake, Slither, Daughters of Eve series. You'll put your author name. And obviously, this is not the best cover in the world, but pretty quick and simple to make in Canva if you are DIYing your book cover as an author.